are just, you know, such an uncommon card type that there's very little enchantment hate. Even though Team of Reclamation and Jeskai Fires are both popular, there's still not a lot of enchantment hate. Alright, and this one is really borderline. I think I am going to keep it because I can deal with something early and get the Doom Foretold down. I'm really hoping to draw one other early spell, but this is a borderline hand. Alright, Treacherous Blessing, not bad. It's definitely worse on the draw, but if we end up playing a value game, ooh, against Rakdos Sacrifice deck though, it is actually quite bad. Alright, but we do have Oath of Kaya and Wrath. Oh, I didn't realize that, Eder. That's wild. Yeah, and Mystic Repeal is such an incredible enchantment hate card, but I rarely see that too. Well, Shieldbreaker only hits artifacts. Alright, so let's get rid of this Dreadhorde Butcher before it goes totally wild. Yeah, Repeal to Nature, or Mystic Repeal is definitely the one that worries me the most. Alright, so this is a wild one. I think I have to Wrath here, and they're just going to draw 4 cards. That doesn't feel great, but I don't really see a way around it, unfortunately. Alright, so, yeah. That was a well-timed Midnight Reaper. On the bright side, though, we made their Castle Locthwains much worse on the following turns. Yeah, Doom Foretold can also sometimes be very awkward against the sacrifice decks, as they are already trying to sacrifice their permanents. Oh wow, and they're just going to Castle Locthwain? What? What did they draw? Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to get rid of that Witch's Oven for sure. I am very surprised by that last turn. Yeah, now that we've got this Witch's Oven off the board, I am feeling good. Got Aether Gust and Elspeth Conquers Death as well. Yeah, unless they're able to flood the board with some creatures here, I'm not sure how they're going to overcome this. I wonder what they're thinking about. Oh, they got the other Witch's Oven, okay. So they can start bringing back the cat. Think I just want a Treacherous Blessing here. Yeah, Treacherous Blessing and chill. Way better than Netflix and chill. And go ahead and play this out and play the Omen later. Oh, we could Thought Erasure as well. That doesn't seem very good though, honestly. Alright, so we've got them in like a very slow holding pattern, and we have cards in our deck that can take over the game. We can get Double Doom going to sort of break out of this. Oh, wow, Mark. How are you and Becca doing? Staying safe? Healthy? California in general is doing really well. Oh, you mean sacrificing to bring the cat back? Yeah, that's the play I was expecting them to make, because then at least they can try to sacrifice cat every turn to overcome this Doom Foretold if they're able to get another creature out here. But I think once I get double Doom Foretold going, they're going to be in bad shape. Yeah, the cat does dodge the Doom. This matchup can be pretty difficult for the Esper Dance deck, to be honest. But we've dedicated a lot of sideboard slots to it as a result. Yeah, so this combination they're doing now normally would be good enough to hold off what we're doing. But because we have the second Doom Foretold, I think we're still going to be able to pressure them. And I actually don't want the other Omen here because... No, I do, because I'm going to be able to sacrifice Treacherous Blessing. I was going to say I need to watch my own life total, but being able to sacrifice this is nice. So let's go ahead and play out the second Doom, and then we can hold up the Aether Gust and Omen. And then if we can find the Archon, that would be amazing, but it feels like they're not going to be quite able to get us down to 0 here anyway, so just having the value in the Doom Foretold should be enough. One thing to always keep in mind when playing the Rakdos sack decks is Claim the Firstborn, especially if you're playing an Uro deck. You've got to be really careful about that, or Uro Hydroid Krasis, because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble playing a huge Krasis and then just having it claimed. Alright, so they're definitely doing their best to put up a fight here. Dana is getting wild. Yes, you can hear her in the background. She's hanging out with her friend Abby. Yeah, good call, Eder. Just playing the ones that play around claim is a good strategy. Alright, so they've built up a decent board again, but we might be able to start pressuring them based on this Midnight Reaper as well, as long as they can't continuously make the cat play. I think I just want to limit their resources, though, and get rid of it with Elspeth Conquers Death. Well, we could also Narset and just make them play the downside of the Reaper. Yeah.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality are lost.
So, do we need any of our colors? We do need another blue here. Alright, so that will neutralize their life gain off of the Cauldron Familiar. I don't know if that's going to be enough to kill them, though. I think I just want to run this out, and we can start getting value off Narset, and then we'll buy Narset back as soon as they're able to kill it off this Elspeth Conquers Death. Yeah, and if they sacrifice it, then they are just going to take the damage here, and we can still buy the Narset back if it dies before Elspeth Conquers Death goes off.
You could use some training. Meditate and
Oath,
prepare.
Oath, or Gust. We already have a Gust, so I'm going to grab the Oath. And the nice thing about the Knights having Vigilance is there's no downside to getting in here. Oftentimes when you're playing Rakdos Sack, you actually don't want to attack because they just get a free block and you end up with a tapped creature because they sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar. But here, definitely want to attack. Alright, and we're starting to get almost into direct damage range as well. If we can do a few more points to them, we might be able to Oath of Kaya them out. Alright, and they're going to attempt to draw, but that does not work with Narset out. But I can definitely relate to that mistake, as you've seen me forget about the Narset passive multiple times. Yeah, they had to do that on their turn. They're just going to go for us. Do we want to block that? I don't know. I don't think we do. Actually, I am going to block that. We have the long game on lockdown. The only way we lose is if we end up getting our life total too low. So I'm just going to save our life total here. Yeah, for sure they are, Mark. All right, let's sack this. Okay, so let's go ahead and first get rid of this Woe Strider. And then we can Atris. Maybe we want a Narset first. And yeah, we're just going to outvalue them, I think. The sacrifice deck is looking to get your life total down pretty quickly, and if your life total is in a healthy position at this point in the game, usually that's a good sign. Alright, and we have Dance of the Manse and Elspeth Conquers Death. It's probably Dance. It's definitely Dance. Just wanted to make sure we had enough enchantments. Let's go ahead and run out Atris. The nice thing about Atris is it synergizes really well with Dance of the Manse. If you see a good enchantment, you can pretty much feel free to put it into your yard if you already have Dance in hand. And it's always a good sign, too, when they're taking a little while to think about the stacks. Yeah, Atris is so cool. I love the design on it. It really plays out in a fun way as well. Alright, so as I mentioned, I'm going to let that go to the yard, and we'll buy it back. Oh, and another Dance of the Manse. Pretty sweet. I don't really see any reason to shock and play the Omen here, so we'll just pass the turn. And yeah, we'll get to start playing some ridiculous Dance of the Manses on the coming turns. It's a little bit unfortunate that we're not going to have anything at all to buy back with the Elspeth Conquers Death, but can't be too greedy. Oh, I take that back, actually. If we do this correctly, we can just sacrifice the Narset and get that back off Elspeth Conquers Death or the Atris. Look at the built-in synergies. Alright, this is a good turn for them, for sure. So they want us to discard. I think at this point I'm just going to pitch the Hallowed Fountain. And now we have an interesting choice. I think I'm just going to get back the Atris with the Elspeth Conquers Death. So we're going to put this in the yard so we can buy it back with the Dance of the Manse. And if we can find one more Oath, we can just win outright. We'll see. Oh, we have 3 in the yard already? Oh, we do. Okay, so we've already got this game. It's just a matter of time. And yeah, I think post-board, we're in much better shape against this deck. Like I said, we have a lot of sideboard slots specifically set up for that. Alright, let's go ahead and bring back a ton of enchantments. Yeah, but we're going to hit him for 9 here, right? So it doesn't matter that he's gaining the 1 life back, because we're going to hit him for exactly lethal. Or is there a way that he can bring back twice? Oh, okay. So you're right. He is going to survive at exactly 1. So it's not just over. Yeah, good call, Eder. Yeah, I was forgetting that the oven was actually untapped there. So let's see. I don't think there is any way for us to force the win from the Doom Foretold just yet. So we'll just play out this Omen here and pass the turn. And our health is high enough that it doesn't actually matter, but I should have thought a little bit more about that. I have Aether Gust in hand, and Mayhem Devil would be like the one way we could lose this. So I should have really considered a little bit longer before just running out the Omen there. Yeah, I could have done that as well. To be honest, I thought we were going to get them exactly lethal. And we were so far ahead after bringing back 6 enchantments, it didn't really matter. But yeah, if we wanted to be even safer, we could have brought back Elspeth Conquers Death. Alright. So, I actually hate Thought Erasure against aggressive decks in general, but especially ones that have escape creatures. So we're getting rid of all of those. We'll get rid of the Treacherous Blessing as well. And we want to bring in Kaya, Erebos' Intervention, Scrabbling Claws, both Cry the Carnarium, both Devout Decree, probably the Legion's End and the Aether Gusts as well. Just a matter of what we're going to cut for all this. Teferi is significantly worse against them. And, okay, let's get rid of Narsets as well. It is good against exactly Midnight Reaper, but us being on the draw here, it's very unlikely to be able to survive for long. And in its place, it's a combination of Legion's End and Aether Gusts. I'm going to take the Legion's End here. If we can pick off a couple cats with it before they find the oven, that's really nice. And also they have the Priest of Forgotten Gods. And can we make room for these 2 Aether Gusts is the real question. Get rid of the last Teferi and an Omen and bring in the other Aether Gusts. So yeah, this is a pretty big transformation, but I think it lines up much, much better with what they're trying to do. And we still have significant value as well with the Atresses, the Cavalier. So even though we've cut a lot of our value, we still have enough that we're not worried about being unfavored in a long game against them. Alright, so this usually indicates that they don't have an oven in hand yet, which is nice. So we may get a chance to exile this if we find Legion's End. Alright. They're off to a pretty aggressive start, though. So we really need to find our 3rd land for Oath of Kaya. We can also just Aether Gust as well. Let's go ahead and pass to their turn, and we'll see what happens. Okay. So, I think I'm just going to Omen here and look for a 3rd land. But this is a very strong start. Alright, so 3rd land and a tapped land. One thing we could do with this is to Aether Gust the Dreadhorde Butcher, and then Wrath next turn. So let's order it like this. Play out the tapped land. Don't want Dance. And the plan is to just Aether Gust Dreadhorde Butcher here. Alright, so we'll let them draw first. And now we'll just put this on top of their deck. Obviously, they don't have to do that. They can choose to bottom it. Alright, so the plan was to Wrath, but since they don't have a lot going on, I think I'm actually going to Oath of Kaya the Midnight Reaper, save the 2 life off of this, and now when we clear the board, they're not going to draw a ton of cards. So they had a really explosive start, but it feels like we're right around that point where we might be able to turn the corner. It'd be ideal for us if they just flooded the board with creatures here, so hopefully they have like 2 more creatures to play out. Alright, I guess that was asking for a little bit much. So we can Shock and Wrath. We can hold up Erebos' Intervention. Think I'm gonna just Erebos' Intervention, the Dreadhorde Butcher here. But also Atris. Yeah, actually I'm gonna Atris. We'll offer the block. And this is not something that can be claimed. And then we can Wrath next turn if we need to. Can also just put good enchantments in the yard for Dance of the Mance. So I'm going to take the Aether Gust and the Temple here. Alright. Cavalier would have been a nice one, though. Alright, so there's the Mayhem Devil. That is the scariest card they have. Uh-oh, do they have a way to get rid of the Atris here? Oh man, okay. So we're going to take quite a bit of damage. We'll Wrath. And hopefully stabilize. Eek. This is 4... Okay. Let's go ahead and Wrath here. They'll bring back the cat, dealing us 2 more damage. But we're not just dead there. And then if we get to start going off with Kaya, that feels like that will put us firmly in the lead. We also can gain a lot of life off Erebos' Intervention in a pinch. Legion's End, not good at this point because of the Witch's Oven. Alright, so we're effectively at 4. No, effectively at 3. Oh man, another Mayhem Devil. Alright, how do we do this? We have to respond to them sacrificing by Erebos' interventioning? Alright, how do we prompt this? Do we Aether Gust? Do we Kaya? I guess we Aether Gust. Because then we can intervention for a larger amount. Alright, so now we do this for 3. Oh man, what a game. And notably, they cannot sacrifice this to then get around the life gain from the intervention. Alright, and then we can start hopefully using Kaya next turn. The actual play pattern is probably Kaya get rid of Witch's Oven, and then we can start exiling things, but we'll see. Alright, nice job, Mark. We were playing a really tough game against Rakdos Sack here. I'm trying everything I can to stay alive, but we are definitely on the ropes. Alright, so we don't have any enchantments in the yard. Definitely starts with playing Kaya. And I guess we have to plus it now because they have another oven. We want to just force them to start trying to attack it down. Get rid of Mayhem Devil, Fabled Passage. And we have Aether Gust to kind of protect ourselves. Plus we can scry with the Omen of the Sea. Ooh, Doom Foretold. Okay. I actually think I like this. Normally not very good against this setup, but we can potentially start exiling the Witch's Ovens with the Kaya. But they're going to be drawing an extra card each turn. Important to remember that. And then one thing we can also do is sacrifice Oath of Kaya to Doom Foretold, and then gain a little bit of life that way. Alright, really important to keep this Aether Gust up, though, for a Mayhem Devil off the top. Oh, okay. Well, can't allow that. Let's see if they choose to put that on top. Alright, they did not put it on top, which is good for us. But yeah, they're gonna have a very hard time getting rid of Kaya because we can plus it. We could also gain life off of Oath of Kaya when we do it. Alright. So, it's Doom Foretold here. Yeah, I guess we have to plus it, and then if they attack it with everything, there's nothing we can do about it, but we gain quite a bit of life off of that exchange. The other option is to minus it to get rid of one of the Witch's Ovens. I think I am going to plus it. I want to try to keep our life total as high as possible. Feels like that gives us the best chance.
You're not welcome. I'm gone for now, but not forever.
And then we can sacrifice Omen of the Sea, sacrifice Oath of Kaya, and play a large Dance of the Manse the following turn. But yeah, this is a tough spot for sure. Oh, are we? I don't think we're going to be just dead. They attack us with everybody, actually. Okay. We'll see if they go for that. Because then we are just dead. Although, I don't think they can because of the Doom Foretold, unless they sacrifice a Witch's Oven, which would be counterintuitive. But they could start... No, if they sack... Okay, I think we're still alive. I think we're still alive at 1 life. Barring any draw from them. And top does not bode well. Alright. What do they have here? Oh, just another Cauldron Familiar. Okay. So yeah, that is going to do it though, because then they can sacrifice it twice. All right, all right. On to game 3. Yeah, it wasn't dramatic. It wasn't a Mayhem Devil, but it was enough to get the job done. And here, I think I'm just going to run this back. It feels like this is the best setup on the play and on the draw. I was considering bringing in the Narsets, but I think they're a little bit too aggressive for that. We don't really have a great way to defend them. So I like just giving ourselves the best opportunity to slow them down and then get to the late game. Alright, we'll play first here. And this is really unfortunate. I have 2 awesome cards and then 2 terrible cards and some scries. I'm actually going to mulligan this. The double Dance of the Manse in the opener is just way too slow. And this one we'll keep. We can Omen on turn 2 and hopefully get Archon Doom Foretold going. And at this point, I think Elspeth Conquers Death is just too slow. But yeah, that last 7-card hand is kind of an example of just because you have a mix of lands and spells, you got to really think about what it looks like to play the game out with that hand. And having 2 Dance of the Manse in the opener was almost like mulling to 5 there. It's just so slow. Alright, and I definitely want to play the Omen here. It's nice that a lot of our creatures are 4 mana. Again, just to avoid the Claim the Firstborn problem. Back when I was playing the Starfield Mystic, that was one of the reasons I did decide to cut it, was because it was a good target for Claim. Okay, and here I do think I want both of these cards, actually. So I am going to keep it. And we will shock ourselves and get rid of the Gutter Bones, and then play out the Doom Foretold as soon as we find an untapped land, or just on turn 5. And I want to just keep their board clear if I can. Oh man, so close. If we could keep the board clear and get Doom Foretold going immediately, that would be amazing. Here we are going to be able to get it going next turn, and I think I do want to keep the Dance of the Manse, but it's significantly worse when they have the Mayhem Devil out to have Doom Foretold going. We'll see what their follow-up is. Okay, double Mayhem Devil. Love it. So I should have sacrificed this, I think, before the second Mayhem Devil came down. Alright, if we play Doom, we do start taking quite a bit of damage. They have to get rid of the oven, though, most likely. We'll take 6 damage there. The other option is to play Archon into Doom. Let's see what's on top of our deck. We don't need a second dance. If we play Archon and they find a way to get rid of it, that's really, really bad for us. I'm going to get the Doom Foretold going and see if I can somehow stay alive with Erebos' intervention long enough to buy Doom Foretold and Oath of Kaya back. But yeah, we're taking at least 8 on this turn. So I'm just hoping they don't find another way to sacrifice things. And that way at least we can Erebos' intervention, one of the Mayhem Devils. Alright, Dreadhorde Butcher obviously very good as well. I put a stop here because I need to respond to our trigger by getting rid of a Mayhem Devil. And then we'll sack the Oath of Kaya. And then next turn, we can Dance of the Manse and hope that it's enough. Alright, so if they just bring back the Gutter Bones, we can Dance of the Manse, getting rid of the Mayhem Devil. Oh man, Cry is so close. Alright, so we do this, and then our plan is to Legion's End the Dreadhorde Butcher. Oh, Kaya's a nice one. I want to draw the land first, though, so I can play it. Alright, so we go to 5. We can Legion's End Kaya next turn, and that might be enough. Oh no, okay, so this is bad. So now they can sacrifice the Dreadhorde Butcher in response to Legion's End. Eek. Alright. Let's go ahead and sacrifice the Omen. So we Legion's End plus Archon. They can only attack with Gutter Bones. They can't just get away by sacrificing something. Jeez, this is so difficult. Kaya can gain us 2 life. Alright, let's start out with Legion's End, because we have to do this. Wait, I can Cry. Oh, I'm going to be short 1 black mana, though, if I do Cry. Yeah. Start out like this. And then, yeah, unfortunately, we just have to fade these scries here. All right, need to survive them missing for 1 turn. Bottom. Okay. All right. Nothing 1 time. Oh man. So close. There was a line there with Cry that I think I needed to consider for longer, because they would then sacrifice something to Doom Foretold.